No one has told you this yet, but everything you thought you knew about attraction is wrong. Yes, everything. The old flowers and chocolates routine. Forget it. Today we're diving into the dictology of attraction, going way deeper than just skin deep. I'm about to reveal 7 psychological tricks that won't just catch a woman's eye, they'll make her obsessed with you. When I say obsessed, I mean she'll be thinking about you constantly, wondering what you're up to, and craving your attention like never before. Sound good? Then stick around because what you're about to learn could change your love life forever. Before we jump in, let me ask you, have you ever felt like you had a connection with someone, but then, out of nowhere, it just fizzled out? Drop a yes in the comments if that's happened to you. Trust me, you're not alone, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to keep that spark alive. Trick 1. Earned validation. Alright, let's kick things off with a concept that's as powerful as it is misunderstood. Earned validation. Here's the deal, compliments are great, but they need to be more than just empty words. Imagine this, you're talking to someone, and they suddenly tell you how amazing you are without any real reason. How does that make you feel? A little suspicious, right? Maybe even a bit uncomfortable. That's because validation, to be meaningful, has to be earned. It needs to feel real and deserved. Now think about how this applies to women. When you meet someone new, she's probably used to hearing the same old lines. You're so beautiful, you're so smart, yada yada. But what if instead of throwing out generic compliments, you focused on something specific and genuine? Maybe she's passionate about a project she's working on, or she has a unique way of looking at the world. Acknowledge that. Tell her you appreciate how much effort she puts into her work, or how her perspective really made you think. This kind of validation doesn't just make her feel good, it makes her feel seen. And when a woman feels that you truly see her for who she is, beyond just her looks or surface level traits, that's when the magic happens. She starts to associate those positive feelings with you, and that's the first step toward making her obsessed. Ever complimented someone on something unique about them and saw their eyes light up? Share your experience in the comments. I want to hear how it worked for you. Trick 2. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Now here's a tactic that's as old as time, but still incredibly effective. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's a little like dancing. You don't want to rush things sometimes. Taking a step back can create a rhythm that keeps the other person intrigued and wanting more. Let's break it down. Imagine you're on a date and things are going great, the conversation is flowing, there's chemistry, and everything feels easy. But instead of going all in, you hold back just a little. Maybe you end the night a bit earlier than she expected, or wait a little longer to text her afterward. This isn't about playing games, it's about building tension and anticipation. Think of it like this. If you give her everything she wants right away, there's no mystery left. But if you keep her guessing just a bit, wondering what you're thinking or when she'll hear from you next, that's when she starts to get hooked. She'll be thinking about you more, replaying your conversations in her head and trying to figure out what's next. But here's the key, this isn't about being distant or cold. It's about creating a balance. Show her you're interested, but don't be too eager. Let her wonder a little, because that uncertainty is what keeps the excitement alive. And when she's excited about seeing you, thinking about when she'll hear from you next, that's when she's on the path to obsession. But you think anticipation is important in a relationship? Hit that like button if you agree, and let's talk about why in the comments. Trick 3. Vulnerability with style. Okay, let's talk about something that a lot of people get wrong, vulnerability. Now, vulnerability is powerful, but only when it's done right. You see, being vulnerable doesn't mean laying all your cards on the table at once. It's about sharing pieces of yourself in a way that's both authentic and, dare I say, a little bit stylish. Here's what I mean. Let's say you're telling a story about something that really affected you. Maybe it's a tough time you went through or a challenge you had to overcome. Instead of just dumping all your emotions out there, think about how you can present it in a way that's engaging. Maybe add a touch of humor or highlight what you learned from the experience. The goal here is to show her a side of you that's real and honest, but also confident and self-assured. When you do this, you're showing her that you're not afraid to be yourself, that you're comfortable with your flaws and your strengths. This kind of vulnerability is incredibly attractive because it's relatable, but it also shows that you're not desperate for validation. You're simply being you, and that's powerful. And here's the kicker: when you share these moments of vulnerability, you're giving her a glimpse into your world. You're letting her in on something that maybe not everyone gets to see. This creates a connection that's deeper and more meaningful, and it makes her feel special, like she's seeing a side of you that others don't get to see. Have you ever shared something personal with someone and felt the connection deepen instantly? If so, share your story in the comments. Let's talk about the power of vulnerability. Trick 4. Be a great listener. Let's move on to something that might seem simple, but is actually a game changer: being a great listener. I know it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people overlook this. The truth is, one of the quickest ways to make someone feel important and valued is to simply listen to them. But we're not just talking about nodding along while she talks. This is about active listening. It's about being fully present, putting your phone away, and really tuning into what she's saying. Ask follow-up questions, show that you're genuinely interested, and make her feel like her thoughts and feelings matter. For example, if she's telling you about a stressful day at work, don't just say, "That sucks." Instead, ask her to tell you more about it. What was the most challenging part? How did she handle it? What does she wish had gone differently? These kinds of questions show that you're not just hearing her, you're understanding her. And here's the thing: when you listen like this, you're doing more than just building rapport. You're showing her that you're someone she can open up to, someone she can trust. This kind of emotional connection is incredibly powerful, and it's one of the things that can take a relationship from casual to something much more serious. Plus, when you're a great listener, she's going to associate you with those feelings of being understood and valued. And guess what? That's going to make her think about you even when you're not around. She'll remember how you made her feel, and that's what keeps you on her mind. When was the last time someone really listened to you? How did it make you feel? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories about the power of listening. Trick 5. Partners in crime. All right, let's lighten things up a bit with one of my personal favorites: becoming partners in crime. No, I'm not talking about doing anything illegal, but I am talking about creating a bond that feels exclusive, fun, and a little bit mischievous. Think about it: some of the best relationships are built on shared experiences, especially the ones that feel like little secrets just between the two of you. These are the moments that turn into inside jokes, the stories you'll laugh about together long after they happen. And these shared experiences create a connection that's hard to break. So, how do you do this? Start by finding opportunities for spontaneity. Maybe you suggest a last-minute road trip, or you plan a surprise for her that only the two of you are in on. Or maybe it's something as simple as playing a prank on a friend or creating a silly nickname for each other. The point is to create memories that are unique to your relationship, things that only the two of you understand. These moments of being partners in crime build a sense of complicity and closety. It's like you're creating your own little world with its own rules and stories. And when a woman feels like she's part of something special with you, something that's just yours and hers, that's when she starts to feel that deeper connection. She'll remember those moments fondly and she'll want more of them. And that's how you keep her coming back for more. What's the most fun or spontaneous thing you've ever done with someone you care about? Share it in the comments. I want to hear those partner in crime stories. Trick 6. Reveal the intimate. Now let's get into something a bit deeper: revealing the intimate. This is all about letting someone into your world, showing them the parts of you that aren't always on display. It's about creating a space where both of you can be open, honest, and vulnerable with each other. When I talk about revealing the intimate, I'm not just talking about sharing your goals or dreams, although those are important too. I'm talking about the things that really make you who you are: the fears, the insecurities, the experiences that have shaped you. When you share these things with someone, you're not just telling them about yourself, you're inviting them into your life. For example, maybe there's a story from your past that you don't usually share, something that really impacted you. Or maybe there's a fear or insecurity that you've been carrying around for a while. When you open up about these things, you're showing her a side of you that's real and raw, and that can be incredibly powerful. But here's the key: when you reveal these intimate details, you're also giving her the space to do the same. You're creating a relationship that's built on mutual trust and understanding, where both of you feel safe to be yourselves. And that kind of connection is what takes a relationship from casual to something much more serious. Remember though, this isn't about dumping all your emotional baggage on her at once. It's about gradually opening up, allowing the relationship to deepen over time. When done right, revealing the intimate can create a bond that's both deep and lasting, and it's something she won't be able to stop thinking about. Have you ever opened up to someone and felt the relationship change as a result? I'd love to hear about it. Drop your story in the comments. Trick 7, the power of dissonance. Finally, let's talk about one as to watching in psychological tricks out there, the power of dissonance. This is all about creating a subtle but powerful emotional tension that keeps her thinking about you, even when you're not around. Dissonance happens when there are two conflicting ideas or feelings in her mind, and she feels the need to resolve them. It's like when she's not quite sure where she stands with you, there's interest but also uncertainty. This creates a kind of emotional tension that she'll want to resolve and that keeps you on her mind. So how do you create this dissonance? It's all about balancing interest with a little bit of distance. Show her that you're into her, but don't always make yourself available. Let her wonder a little bit about what you're thinking or what you're up to. Maybe you send her a text that's a little bit ambiguous, something that makes her think, what did he mean by that? Or maybe you pull back slightly just when things are getting really comfortable. But, and this is important, this isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about creating a dynamic where there's a bit of mystery, a bit of unpredictability. When done right, this keeps the relationship exciting and keeps her wanting more. She'll be thinking about you, trying to figure out what's going on, and that's exactly where you want to be. Remember though, dissonance should always be used ethically. It's about creating a genuine connection that's built on mutual respect and curiosity, not manipulation. When you strike that balance, you'll find that she's more intrigued by you than ever before. Have you ever found yourself thinking about someone because you weren't sure where you stood with them? How did that make you feel? Let's talk about it in the comments. And there you have it, -7 powerful psychological tricks that can take your relationships to the next level. From earned validation to the subtle art of dissonance, these techniques can help you build deeper, more meaningful connections with the women you care about. Remember, relationships aren't about physical attraction or chemistry. They're about how you make each other feel, the moments you share, and the emotions you experience together. So the next time you're with that special someone, think about how you can apply these psychological tricks in a way that's ethical and genuine. Because when it comes to love and relationships, authenticity and respect are key. Apply these strategies, and you'll find that she's not just interested, she's obsessed.